Hello everyone, this is a psychic reading on South Africa. I actually did this reading a couple months ago by request, and I just haven't had time to put it into a video yet. So here it is. I'm reading my notes that I wrote about 2 months ago. So, what came to me in meditation, what I wrote was, it seems that things may be escalating in the coming couple years for Africa, South Africa. It seems calm now in 2023 compared to the future. I see people throwing things and fighting what seems to be an opposing side of some situation. So it's like people are fighting each other. There's some sort of opposing side that they're fighting. This seems related to a border to the right of where they're located. Probably Mozambique. I probably mispronounced that. But that's to the right of the area that I was looking at when I looked it up on a map. So there may be some sort of relation to some issue across that border. The northern area of the country seems to be in chaos. That is moving forward here in the next coming years. I see floods and lots of fighting. This seems to last for a year or two, but then go back to normal. It seems that resources come back to the people after a while of suffering, so that does seem positive, although there is a period of suffering, so that's unfortunate. This seems to last for a good long while in peace after the hardships. Then there's a good period of peace that lasts for a while. It looks like the war and violence will most likely be around the year 2024 through 2025 and then stop after that. There's territory and resources involved, of course, as in most wars, but that's what came to me anyways in meditation. Then a long period of peace takes hold. I was seeing images of pottery and people doing craft-like activities taking place, and it seems that people are moving in a general direction of producing objects to sell. This seems that more and more people are starting to produce goods in order to sell them. This is a repetitive action of mass production. In other words, people are kind of just doing the same thing over and over in order to produce it on a mass level. And I was getting the sense that these were things being produced to be sold overseas and to the rest of Africa. Business seems to get better in the sense that people seem to have a more steady job in South Africa. And besides for the warlike event, things are much more stable in general. Now, I do know that South Africa has joined BRICS. They're the S in BRICS. And I have done some reading into that, and I do see that BRICS appears to be somewhat successful, at least for a little while. And I believe that that may be partly what's going on here, how South Africa seems to be having more of a stabilized economy after some hardship, of course. By 2027, it looks like there will be a lot more goods being produced, and better jobs, better options with jobs. There may be a president or someone of high political power that could be shot or killed. That's what I was getting. After this, some of the tensions within South Africa may calm down. It seems a lot of illegal activity is allowed to happen that could be stopped, and once this shift in power happens, there will be less incentive for criminal activity. So it seems that it may be an improvement in that way at least. The jobs will get better, but some of the tradition will go away, and it may feel more westernized in a couple years. It seems the economy becomes linked to a Western European power, and they become somewhat dependent on these other economic influences around 2025. Okay, so that's very interesting because I actually forgot what I even wrote about this. Um, but recently I've done a reading on BRICS and the US and the future, things of that nature. And what I was seeing was that after BRICS kind of gains some power, eventually there's something that happens where there's like a kind of unification of all countries across the board. And so, despite there being this division, eventually it all kind of molds together into one single unit. So that kind of makes sense with that, what I was just more recently reading. So anyways, moving on. I do not think it is the president that might be shot, but someone else in politics. Someone that may be similar to a president. This seems to be done by a gang-like group of revolutionaries. This seems like organized chaos. I do not get the sense that this was done secretly by a foreign government, but that the movement may have been given food and funding to strengthen their cause by a foreign government. So it wasn't directly caused, but it was kind of encouraged by a foreign government. This was done to have a regime change. They want people in power who are more cooperative with the Western and European powers. This was to stop a potential uprising that could have happened in the future that they were foreseeing. So that is my reading on South Africa. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a great day.